Hello, my name is Christy Mandin, and I'm an author and illustrator of picture books. And today, I wanted to share with you my newest picture book, Millie Fleurs Poison Garden, publishing with Scholastic. Millie Fleurs Poison Garden is dedicated to anyone who's ever felt a little bit weird. The world is a more interesting place with you in it. Garden Glen was a place of sameness. Prim pastel houses, each one like the next, line the streets of Garden Glen like candies in a box. Their windows were spotless, their hedges perfectly pruned, their shutters hung straight and true. Every house and yard in Garden Glen was flawless, with not a blade of grass out of place. Except for one tumble-down house on a scruffy hill at the edge of town. Rejected and excluded, it stood lifeless with no one to love it. Until Millie Fleurs came to town. Millie Fleurs' new house was marvelous, but it was missing something. It didn't quite feel like home yet. "We can fix that," her mom said, pulling a surprise from her pocket. Seeds from Millie Fleurs' old garden. She got straight to work. Millie Fleurs' garden grew fast and wild. Garden Glen's Rosebud Club was not happy about Millie Fleurs' new garden. "It's odd," said a man in a rather common sport coat. "It's unruly," said a lady in a stiffly starched dress. "Appalling," bellowed Colonel Stick in the Mud. The president of the Rosebud Club was determined to root out Millie Fleurs' garden. "This won't do. According to our rules, your garden is unacceptable. We simply cannot have this poisonous mess in our town." "But it's not poisonous," Millie Fleurs scowled. "It's just not like yours." Millie Fleurs didn't understand why the club was so upset about what she grew in her garden. "Your garden is different from anything they've seen before," her mother told her. "Some people are scared of things that are different." "Maybe I should plant a few roses?" Millie Fleurs asked. "People here seem to like that sort of thing." "Only if roses make you happy," her mother said. That night, Millie Fleurs couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned, thinking about her beloved sneezing sticky weed, her grumpy gillyflower, and her fanged fairy moss. They were curious little plants, and they made life interesting. She was proud of her wild, weird little garden. Maybe she would start a new club. The next morning, Millie Fleurs got to work on a plan. She knew there must be someone who would appreciate what made her garden so special. She paid no attention to the disapproving notices posted at her gate as she made her way to school. At recess, she invited her entire class to visit her garden. She wasn't sure anyone would come. But curiosity got the best of them. Even their teacher came to see what all the fuss was about. "Prepare to be amazed," Millie Fleurs declared. "But please, stay on the path. Some of the plants have teeth." As they made their way through the garden, they were astonished and a little grossed out, and at times a little nervous. But they all agreed. Millie Fleurs' garden was wonderfully weird. Slowly but surely, bits of Millie Fleurs' garden began to take root all over town. Some things stayed the same, but there was one thing for sure. Garden Glen was forever transformed by Millie Fleurs' strange and magnificent garden. Though the windows were still spotless and the shutters still hung straight, the yards that were once identical now sprouted unique personalities, making Garden Glen a truly one-of-a-kind place. And if you pick up a copy, in the back of the book, there's a little extra bit here about some special plants and how this story came about. Thank you for joining me for Storytime with Barnes & Noble. I hope you enjoyed the book. And remember, stay curious, stay you, and stay weird. Thanks, friends.